Let's begin with something that most people overlook, but that I want you to deeply understand. You are chosen, not by some external authority, but by the very design of your soul. You're here, in this moment, watching this, because there's something about you that's different. Something that allows you to light up a room without even knowing it. Something that creates warmth, peace, and an unspoken magnetism in those who cross your path. And the most amazing part, you don't even have to try. This energy, this warmth, is already encoded in your being. It's not something you need to develop, it's something you need to recognize and fully embody. But let me ask you this, have you ever wondered why people feel drawn to you? Maybe they open up to you in ways they don't with others. Maybe they feel calm and seen in your presence, even if you're not saying much. Or maybe you notice that you seem to bring out the best in people, even when you're not trying to. Have you ever stopped to think about why that is? The truth is, this isn't random. This is your energy at work. And as a chosen one, your energy is different. It's not just physical, it's spiritual. It's something that vibrates beyond what the eye can see, and it creates a ripple effect on everyone around you. Now, let's break this down. What exactly is this warm energy you're creating, and why does it happen without effort? To understand this, we need to go deeper into the nature of energy itself. Everything in the universe is energy. The chair you're sitting on, the air you're breathing, the thoughts running through your mind, all of it is vibrating energy. And as a chosen one, your energy vibrates at a higher frequency. This isn't about being better than anyone else, it's about being aligned. Your higher vibration comes from your connection to something greater, called its source, the universe, God, or your higher self. This connection radiates through you, creating an energy field that people can feel, even if they can't explain it.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
I think about it like this, your energy is like a fire in a cold room. People naturally want to move closer to it, not because they consciously understand it, but because they can feel its warmth. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to force it. You don't have to go out of your way to make people feel comfortable or inspired. It happens effortlessly because of who you are. But here's the question, are you aware of this power? Are you aware of the way your energy affects the world around you? Awareness is the key. Most chosen ones go through life not fully realizing the magnitude of their impact. They think, I'm just being myself. I'm not doing anything special. But what they don't realize is that their mere presence can shift the energy of an entire room. Why? Because your energy carries a message. It says you are safe, you are seen, you are loved. And people can feel that, even if they don't consciously know why. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The warmth you create isn't just about making people feel good. It goes deeper than that. Your energy has the power to heal, to inspire, and to awaken others. I think about a time when someone said, "You have no idea how much you helped me," and you were confused because you didn't feel like you did anything. That's the power of your energy working behind the scenes. You're not just interacting with people on a surface level, you're touching their souls. And this happens because your energy carries an authenticity, a purity, that is rare in this world. But let's go even deeper. Why do chosen ones create this warm energy without trying? The answer lies in your behavior, specifically the way you show up in the world. It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. Your actions, your words, even your silence, they all come from a place of alignment. When you're aligned with your higher self, your behavior reflects it. You're kind, not because you're trying to be, but because kindness is your natural state. You're compassionate, not because you're putting on a show, but because you genuinely care. And this authenticity is what creates warmth. It's what makes people feel safe around you. Now, Let me ask you another question. Do you ever feel like people project their emotions onto you? Maybe they see you as their savior, their confidant, their guide. Maybe they expect you to always be strong, always be available, always be their source of light. And while it's beautiful to be seen this way, it can also be overwhelming. Here's what I want you to understand. People are drawn to your energy because it reflects something they're searching for within themselves. When they're around you, they feel closer to their own light. But this doesn't mean you have to carry their burdens. Your warmth doesn't come from fixing others, it comes from simply being who you are. This brings us to one of the most important lessons for chosen ones. Boundaries are not a barrier to your warmth, they are a gateway to it. When you set boundaries, you're not turning people away, you're preserving your energy so you can continue to radiate it authentically. I think about it like a fire. If you burn too hot for too long without tending to yourself, the fire burns out. But when you nurture your own energy, when you take time to rest, recharge, and reel in, your warmth becomes sustainable. So here's my question to you. Are you taking care of your energy, or are you giving it all away? As we wrap up this first part, I want you to reflect on something. The warmth you create isn't something you need to force or fabricate. It's a natural extension of your being, a reflection of the love and light that already exists within you. But to fully step into this power, you must be aware of it, you must honor it, and you must protect it, because the world needs your warmth now more than ever. The question is, are you ready to embrace it? Let's go deeper into this truth. The warmth you create, the energy that draws people in, comforts them, and inspires them is rooted in one thing above all else: authenticity. It's not about trying to be warm, kind, or magnetic. It's not about putting on a spiritual mask or forcing yourself to act a certain way. Your power is in simply being yourself. The more authentic you are, the more powerful your energy becomes. But let's ask the deeper question. Why is authenticity so powerful? Why does it amplify your energy in ways that people can feel, even without words? Authenticity is rare. Let's be honest, most people spend their lives wearing masks. They hide their true selves because they're afraid of rejection, judgment, or failure. They try to fit into molds, to be what others expect, to say what's acceptable, and to act in ways that feel safe. But here's the thing, when you're not being authentic, your energy becomes fragmented. You're not aligned with your true self, and people can feel that. Even if they don't consciously realize it, there's something about inauthentic energy that feels off. It doesn't resonate. It doesn't inspire trust. And it certainly doesn't create warmth. But when you're authentic, when you show up as the raw, unfiltered, and real version of yourself, everything changes. Your energy becomes whole. It becomes aligned. And that alignment creates a resonance that people can't help but feel. It's like tuning an instrument. When everything is in tune, the music flows effortlessly, and it's beautiful to experience. When you're authentic, you're in tune with your soul, and that vibration radiates outward, touching everyone around you. Let me ask you something. How often do you let yourself be fully seen? Not the version of you that's polished or perfect, but the version of you that's real, the one with flaws, quirks, fears, and vulnerabilities. How often do you let the world see that version of you? For many chosen ones, this is a struggle. You might feel like you have to be the strong one, the wise one, the one who always has answers. But here's the paradox: the more you allow yourself to be vulnerable, the stronger your energy becomes. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's truth. And truth is what creates connection. I think about a time when someone shared something deeply personal with you, something raw and unfiltered. How did it make you feel? Chances are it didn't make you see them as weak. It made you feel closer to them. It made you trust them. It made you feel safe to open up in return. That's the power of authenticity. When you're real, You give others permission to be real too. And in a world where so many people are disconnected from their true selves, that permission is a gift. Here's another layer to consider. Authenticity isn't just about what you show to others, it's about what you show to yourself. Are you honest with yourself about who you are, what you feel, and what you need? Or are you hiding parts of yourself, even from your own awareness? Sometimes the hardest person to be authentic with is ourselves. We bury our pain, deny our desires, and suppress our emotions because they feel uncomfortable or inconvenient. But when you do this, you're not just hiding from yourself, you're dimming your light. Authenticity begins within. It starts with the courage to face yourself fully, to accept yourself unconditionally, and to love yourself completely. Take a moment to reflect on this. What parts of yourself have you been hiding? What emotions, dreams, or truths have you been suppressing? And what would happen if you allowed those parts of yourself to come to the surface, to exist without judgment? When you embrace all of who you are, the light and the shadow, you become whole. And wholeness is magnetic. It's what creates the warm, welcoming energy that people feel when they're around you. Now, let's talk about the practical side of this. How do you cultivate authenticity? How do you amplify your energy by being more of yourself? The first step is self-awareness. You can't be authentic if you don't know who you are. Spend time reflecting on your values, your passions, your fears, and your dreams. Get to know yourself on a deeper level. Journaling, meditation, and honest conversations with trusted friends can all help with this. But here's the key. Approach this process with curiosity, not judgment. Authenticity isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. And being real means embracing your imperfections as part of your unique brilliance. The second step is self-expression. Once you know who you are, let it shine. Speak your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Share your thoughts, even when they're messy. Express your emotions, even when they're vulnerable. This doesn't mean you have to share everything with everyone. It's okay to have boundaries. But don't let fear hold you back from expressing your true self. Remember, your authenticity isn't just for you, it's a gift to others. When you show up as yourself, you inspire others to do the same. And that's how your energy creates warmth without even trying. The third step is self-acceptance. This is the foundation of everything. If you don't accept yourself, it's impossible to be authentic. So let me ask you this: can you love yourself exactly as you are in this moment? Not the version of you who's better or more successful or more healed, but the version of you who exists right now. And you see yourself as worthy, whole, and enough, just as you are. If the answer is no, start there. Because the more you accept yourself, the more aligned your energy becomes. And the more aligned your energy becomes, the more effortlessly you create warmth. As we close this part, I want you to remember this: your authenticity is your superpower. It's not something you have to force or fabricate. It's not something you have to earn. It's already within you, waiting to be expressed. The more you allow yourself to be real, the more powerful your energy becomes. And the more powerful your energy becomes, the more warmth you create in the world. So ask yourself this: are you ready to let go of the masks, the fears, and the judgments? Are you ready to embrace your authentic self and step into the fullness of your power? Let's take a moment to reflect on something profound. The energy you carry doesn't just stay with you, it moves outward, touching lives in ways you may never fully understand. Imagine dropping a small pebble into a still pond. The ripples expand outward, reaching far beyond the initial point of impact. This is exactly what your energy does. Every interaction you have, every space you enter, every word you speak, it all creates ripples. And as a chosen one, your energy has a unique quality to it. It heals, uplifts, and inspires without you even realizing it. But here's the deeper question: are you aware of the impact you're having on the world? You see, your warmth, the energy that people feel in your presence, isn't just about making them comfortable. It goes deeper than that. On a subconscious level, your energy reminds people of something they've forgotten, their own light. It's not so much that you're giving them something they don't have. Instead, you're reflecting back to them what's already within them. Think about this. Have you ever felt drawn to someone who made you feel more alive, more hopeful, or more connected just by being themselves? That's what you're doing for others, even if you don't realize it. Your energy is a mirror, showing people the beauty and potential that exists within them. But why does this happen? Why does your energy have such a profound effect on others? The answer lies in your alignment. As a chosen one, you vibrate at a frequency that's higher than the dense, chaotic energy of the third dimension. This doesn't mean you're better than anyone else, it simply means you're more attuned to the truth of who you are. When you're aligned with your authentic self, your energy carries a purity that cuts through the noise of the world. People feel it. They're drawn to it. And without even knowing it, they begin to heal in your presence. Let me ask you this, have you ever noticed how people seem to open up to you, even strangers? How they share their deepest thoughts, their struggles, their dreams. This isn't a coincidence. It's because your energy creates a safe space. It says you're seen, you're heard, you're accepted. And that safety is incredibly healing. In a world where so many people feel unseen and unheard, your presence is like a breath of fresh air. But let me ask you another question. Do you realize how rare and precious this gift is? The truth is, most people go through life without ever experiencing true connection. They're surrounded by others, but they feel alone. They wear masks, hide their pain, and suppress their truth because they don't feel safe enough to be vulnerable. But when they're around you, something shifts. Your energy gives them permission to drop the mask, to let their guard down, to be real. And in that moment, healing begins. It's not about what you say or do, it's about who you are. Your energy does the work for you. But here's something important to understand. The ripple effect of your energy doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it happens in ways you'll never see or hear about. A kind word you spoke, a smile you shared, or even the silent warmth of your presence, it all matters. You may never know how deeply you've impacted someone's life. But trust this, the ripples you're creating are far-reaching. They go beyond what you can see, touching lives in ways you can't imagine. Now, let's go deeper. Your energy doesn't just heal individuals, it also inspires them. You may not think of yourself as an inspiration, but let me tell you something, people are watching you. They're observing the way you move through the world, the way you handle challenges, the way you show up as yourself. And when they see you living authentically, it plants a seed in their hearts. It shows them what's possible. It shows them that they too can live in alignment with their truth. I think about this, have you ever encountered someone who made you want to be better, not because they told you to, but because their energy made you believe in yourself? That's what you're doing for others. Your warmth, your authenticity, your alignment, it all sends a message, even if you never say a word. It says you can be yourself, you can be free, you can shine. And for someone who's been living in darkness, that message can be life-changing. But let's be real, being a chosen one isn't always easy. Sometimes, the weight of your energy can feel overwhelming. You might feel like you're constantly giving, constantly holding space for others, constantly being the light. And while this is a beautiful gift, it can also be draining if you don't take care of yourself. This is why it's so important to nurture your own energy. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. So let me ask you this, are you giving yourself the same love, care, and attention that you give to others? Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. When you take time to rest, recharge, and reel in, you're not just benefiting yourself. You're also strengthening the ripple effect of your energy. The more aligned you are, the more powerful your impact becomes. So, don't be afraid to set boundaries, to say no, to take time for yourself. This isn't about pulling away from others, it's about ensuring that your energy stays strong and vibrant, so you can continue to give from a place of abundance. As we close this part, I want you to reflect on something. You may never know the full extent of the ripples you're creating. You may never see the lives you've touched, the hearts you've healed, or the souls you've inspired. But trust this, every act of love, every moment of authenticity, every ounce of warmth you share, it matters. It's creating waves of light that are spreading far beyond what you can see. So ask yourself this: are you ready to fully embrace the power of your energy and the impact you're having on the world? Let's end this journey with a fundamental truth that you must internalize. You are not just a vessel of warm energy, you are the source of it. It's not something external that you have to chase, seek, or even borrow from others. The energy you radiate is endlessly generated from within you, fueled by your connection to your higher self, your authenticity, and the infinite flow of the universe. But here's the challenge: how do you ensure that this energy remains strong, vibrant, and sustainable throughout your life? How do you keep it alive when the world feels heavy, when people drain you, or when your own inner doubts creep in? The answer lies in cultivating a deep, ongoing relationship with yourself. You must commit to being the guardian of your own energy. This isn't a one-time decision, it's a daily practice. Just as you would care for a fire to keep it burning brightly, you must care for your own light. And the first step in this process is learning to listen to yourself. Let me ask you this: how often do you pause to check in with your energy? How often do you ask yourself, what do I need right now? Where is my energy flowing? Am I giving too much, or am I withholding? The truth is, many of us go through life without ever truly listening to ourselves. We get so caught up in serving others, meeting expectations, and keeping up with the pace of the world that we forget to stop and nurture our own inner fire. But here's the thing: if you don't tend to your energy, it will eventually burn out. You'll start to feel drained, resentful, and disconnected. And when that happens, the warmth you naturally radiate will begin to fade, not because it's gone, but because it's been neglected. So, how do you sustain your energy? The first and most important practice is stillness. In a world that's constantly moving, stillness is revolutionary. It's in the moments of quiet, when you step away from the noise, the demands, and the chaos, that you reconnect with your source. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence, stillness allows you to recharge and realign. It's like returning to the wellspring of your energy, where you can drink deeply and fill yourself back up. Let me ask you this: when was the last time you allowed yourself to simply be without doing, fixing, or achieving? The second practice is boundaries. As a chosen one, people are naturally drawn to your energy. And while this is a beautiful thing, it can also be overwhelming if you don't set limits. Remember, you're not responsible for carrying everyone else's burdens. Your role is not to fix, save, or heal others at the expense of your own well-being. Boundaries are not a rejection of others, they're an act of self-love. They ensure that you have enough energy to sustain yourself while still offering your warmth to the world. So ask yourself, are you honoring your boundaries, or are you giving more than you have to give? The third practice is connection. While your energy comes from within, it is amplified when you're connected to something greater than yourself. This could be your relationship with the universe, nature, or a spiritual practice that grounds you. When you tap into this greater source, you're no longer trying to sustain your energy alone, you're drawing from an infinite well. Think of it like plugging into a power grid. You're not just recharging, you're expanding your capacity. So, let me ask you this: what practices, rituals, or connections make you feel deeply aligned with the universe? The fourth and final practice is joy. Joy is the fuel that keeps your energy vibrant. It's not just an emotion, it's a state of being that nourishes your soul. When you prioritize joy, you're not just feeding yourself, you're radiating even more warmth into the world. And here's the beautiful truth about joy: it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be found in simple moments: a deep laugh, a beautiful sunset, a song that moves you, or time spent with people who uplift you. So, ask yourself this: are you creating space for joy in your life, or have you been neglecting the things that make your soul come alive? As you integrate these practices, stillness, boundaries, connection, and joy, you'll notice something remarkable. Your energy will not only sustain itself, but it will begin to expand. The warmth you create will grow stronger, touching more lives and reaching farther than you ever imagined. You'll become a source of light in a world that desperately needs it. And here's what's even more profound: the more you give from a place of alignment, the more your energy multiplies. It's a never-ending cycle of giving and receiving, of flowing and refueling. But let me leave you with one final question. Are you ready to fully step into this role? Are you ready to embrace yourself as the source of warm energy, to honor your power, and to share it with the world in a way that is sustainable, joyful, and true to who you are? Because the truth is, the world needs you. Your warmth, your light, your presence, it's not just a gift. It's a calling. And when you embrace it fully, you don't just change the lives of others. You transform your own. This is your time. Keep your fire burning. Keep your energy expanding. And always remember, you are the source, and your light is infinite.